If you're from the UK, you know very well about the phone theft. If you go to London or surrounding areas in London, you cannot walk down the streets with your phone out. So we're going to be watching a video today finding out how the British police caught the biggest theft gang and knocked them down.
For mobile phone thefts in 2024, mobile phone thefts in London hit record highs. Figures from the Metropolitan Police show that over 116,500 phones were stolen in the capital.
Huh?
That's
116,000. How much money is that? Can you imagine how much money that actually is? Let's say on average each phone is, let's say 400. But that's over 4 mil they've just generated. Damn.
an average of 13 per hour.
13 an
Most
hour
of these
is
devices
crazy.
were then shipped in bulk overseas. But in September, the gang responsible for almost half of these phone thefts was dismantled in a sting operation by the Met Police.
Guys, are you hearing that? They were responsible for half of the phone thefts. So if we do the math, they said there was 13 an hour. Let's say they work an 8-hour shift, right? I'm over here on £13 an hour. Meanwhile, let's say each phone on average again is £400. And on average, there was 13 an hour and they covered half of it. So they did 6 phones an hour, let's say. 6 times 400. Their wage is £2,400 an hour. Meanwhile, I'm on £13 being a good boy. Sometimes you probably just have to be a criminal.
Which saw 46 arrests in 2 weeks. On the 25th of September, in the middle of the night, around 300 officers smashed into nearly 30 homes across London to arrest the groups behind an epidemic of thefts. Just 2 days earlier, 2 gang leaders were dragged from their car and arrested in North London. The 2 men, both in their early 30s, are in charge of a group responsible for shipping over 40,000 devices to China and Hong Kong. The pair were caught with several bundles of devices wrapped in tinfoil in order to block their tracking signal.
That's crazy. I never thought of that. Wait, so when they steal the phones and they don't want it being tracked, they just wrap it in tinfoil to stop the signal from being transmitted. That is very, very smart. But this just shows, like, they got caught live in action. Look how many phones are there. There's at least a good 15, 20 phones just sat there.
Devices wrapped in tinfoil in order to block their tracking signal. The car has been converted into a mobile chop shop used to disable and transport devices snatched off the streets. Back at the police station, officers are taking on the grueling task of getting the phones returned to their owners.
With these phones is a long and laborious process to identify them, and as you can see here, once each phone's recovered, it's individually resealed, rebagged for both identification and forensic purposes.
That's
but again,
a lot of
randomly
phones
picking
sat
up
there.
phones. These are all high-end
iPhones.
Pro models across the various iPhone range, your 15s, your 16s. And this is just a sample of what we've recovered so far, and there's over 100 phones here. Probably
That's a
closer to
lot.
200 in this box alone.
That's just in that box.
At the moment, crates wise, I'll be honest with you, I've probably lost track, but this is probably one of 10, 15 crates which we're working through both to identify victims and for forensic inquiries.
So they have over 1,500 phones just sat there. That is a lot.
Detectives say that there are 3 levels of criminal involved in this gang's operation. On the streets are the thieves who can make between £300 and £500
He's on foot.
for
Why is he
every
on foot?
phone that they steal. At the next level are the individuals who run the shops where the stolen phones are collected. And then at the top of the operation are the criminals who export the devices in bulk overseas. Now, the Met estimates that around a third of these devices are shipped to Algeria, 20% to mainland China, and 7% to Hong Kong. But why? If a stolen phone remains in the UK, it can be blocked by British network providers, but on foreign networks, it's fine to use. Demand is especially high in China because Chinese-made phones are often designed to block internet usage, whereas European models allow free use of the web. This enormous policing operation from Scotland Yard is the result of a Christmas miracle, a chance discovery made at Heathrow Airport on Christmas Eve.
But how do they get in through the password? If the phone has a password on it, how is it any good? How can it be used? It can't be used.
Last year, a woman tracked her stolen phone to a warehouse and spoke with a security guard who happened to be a former Met police officer. Together,
No way,
they
what are the
found
chances
her
of that?
phone in a box with nearly 900 other stolen devices heading to Hong Kong, labelled as batteries.
See, but this is a rookie mistake. How, as a high-level criminal, you need to be moving smarter than that.
Scotland Yard has held the most recent series of raids as the biggest counter phone theft operation in the world. The Met have also made efforts to stop snatchers at street level using helicopter teams. In May 2024, these two men went on an hour-long snatching spree around Kensington and Chelsea and were caught less than 2 hours later. Here's the moment the two men in bandanas swerve onto the pavement and
Yo, did you guys see that? Oh my gosh, how much has he just made in less than 5 seconds? Rewind that. That was two phones
Here's the moment
snatched.
the two men
One,
in bandanas
two.
swerve onto.
That's at least £1,000 he just made. That is at least minimum £1,000 he just made in less than 5 seconds. Their hourly wage is insane.
The pavement and swipe one phone and then another. Other clips filmed by a police helicopter and an officer's body cam show the thieves recklessly weaving between traffic.
Whoa, this is actually central London, like
the men,
right
who
next to
appear
Hyde
be
Park.
in their early 20s, named only as Parkinson and Wilson, are then apprehended by armed officers at their address.
Keep your hands.
Yeah, again, that's rookie from you. Why would you go to central London? Like, that is a really obvious place. Did you not see the helicopters in the sky tracking you all the way back to your house?
Stop. Turn around. Face away from me. Stop. Face away from me.
Another incident, also from 2024, shows a moped rider mounting a pavement in Croydon to swipe a phone from a woman's hands. Police managed to track the device down and arrest 20-year-old Amari Scott, who looked surprised to be confronted by officers inside a shop.
Good, but wait, really quickly, let's run that clip back, rewind that clip. Why was her reaction so late? Let's watch that again.
Shows a moped rider mounting a pavement in Croydon.
So he takes
to
the phone
swipe
here.
a phone from a woman's hands. Police managed to track the
Why did it
device
take
down
so long
and
for her to
arrest
turn around?
20-year-old Amari Scott, who looked surprised to be confronted by officers inside a shop where he was found with two mobile phones.
Mate, just stay there and show me your hands for a second. You're going to be detained on section 1 of the police and criminal records act, right? Put your hand behind your back right now.
He was in a phone shop, they said.
Head of the Met Police, Mark Rowley, said last month's sting operation will make a huge dent in the wave of phone thefts on Britain's streets, but he voiced frustration at tech giants like Apple for failing to stop the trade. The Met has been in conversation with Apple for more than a year about implementing a kill switch that would render stolen phones useless. They've also asked that serial numbers are displayed more prominently. Because
That would actually be smart. A kill switch to just turn the phone off completely. It would just basically be a brick at that point. They wouldn't be able to do anything with it.
despite this huge effort from police, just 20% of those recovered phones can be reunited with their owners.
What happens to the rest of them phones if only 20% get returned to the owners? Do they just go in the trash? What happens to them? Do the police keep them? I bet you there's a good few police officers that are just rummaging through them bags, looking for the best, latest, brand new iPhone, and they're taking it home for their kids. Christmas is coming up. Christmas is in 2 months. They're taking a phone for each of their family, and their family's going to be over the moon. They don't even know where these phones came from. They're going to think, oh yeah, daddy's just been working hard. Husband's been working hard. Look, he's bought the whole family brand new iPhones. But anyways, guys, that's it for the video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any further vids.